Hi guys, Asmo here, and in this video I will show you 8 strategies to get your first 10 divines. If you ask anyone how to farm currency in this league, they'll probably say something about Wildwood, T7, LMP, Abyss juicing, or T17 Legion ambush farming with MFTS, but what if you're just starting and your build is not strong enough to handle the league mechanic and full juice? Are there some simple strategies that you can use to go from just finishing a campaign to affording a build that costs multiple divines? Good news for you, there are many, and today we'll focus on a mix of mapping and farming strategies, as well as some things that you can do even from your hideout. Before we get started, if at any point you run out of currency completely, or if this is your first day in a new league and you have absolutely no currency, you should do the chaos recipe. Selling a full set of unidentified rare gear to the vendor will give you 2 chaos. All of the items need to be at least item level 60, and at least one of them needs to not exceed level 74, because if they're all above 74, then you'll get 2 regal orbs instead, which of course can be traded for chaos, so it's not an issue. Even the richest players in the game and organized groups that farm multiple mirrors in the first few weeks start with the chaos recipe on day 1, but as soon as you get enough to take advantage of more advanced currency methods, you should stop doing it and move on. So now let's start with strategy number 1, crafting flasks. What you need is flask bases, utility flasks of at least item level 84, preferably 85 for quicksilver and silver flasks, so that you can hit T1 movement speed on them, transmutations, alterations, and augmentations. And if you want to be more advanced, you can also get enkindling orbs and glass blowers bubbles. While rolling the flasks, you're not looking for anything specific, simply price check them or look at flasks that people use in their builds on POE Ninja and try to remember which modifiers are valued by players. If you roll anything worth significantly more than the base, just put it up for sale and buy more bases. For example, if you bought the flask for 5 chaos and you roll the flask that is selling for 30, put it up for 29 and just buy more flasks to roll. Every now and then you'll hit a good mage blood flask with increased effect and a good suffix modifier, and you can sell those or put increased effect on them with the enkindling orb, and a perfectly rolled good mage blood flask can easily sell for 2 or 3 divines. I recommend crafting a bunch of them, pricing them, and then letting them sit in your stash tab until they sell while you move on to strategy number 2, memory farming. For this strategy, you will not need a completed atlas or any atlas points because the memories are completely independent from them. You'll still need the initial investment cost of a memory and access to the map device. Virtually all memories are profitable, but some of them have smaller profit margins than others. Out of all memory types, I would definitely recommend the Kerak's Memory of Survivor's Guild, the Nico's Memory of Tormented Souls, Nico's Memory of Demonic Onslaught, and Einhar's Memory of Harvest Beasts. The way you run these memories is to simply right-click on them and place them on any low-tier map on your atlas or any map on your atlas that you want, such as Glacier or Fields if you're going for the low tiers. You're looking for simple layouts to run in low-tier maps. Then you can talk to the respective NPC and you have an option to chisel and alch the map. You can also corrupt them, you can put daily orbs on them if you wish. For some memories this can be useful, but for others it's not, and we'll cover that in a moment. The Kerak's Memory of Survivor's Guild transforms all the drops into currency shards. If you're playing a Magic Find build with extra quantity on your gear but your character is still weak, this is a great way to utilize it. The more items you drop, the more shards you get. Fracturing shards can be found in these memories relatively consistently, and while you might not get one in every single memory run, on average they will pay for the memory cost on their own and then some. You definitely want to chisel and alch maps in this one for the loot. Nico's Memory of Tormented Souls. Maps in this memory contain possessed monsters with huge bonus to item quantity and rarity. This pairs very well with the Affliction League mechanic, which will spawn in these maps and can further amplify the loot drops. You can get a lot of loot explosions with uniques, currency, fractured items, and more. Definitely roll maps in this one, but make sure that your character can handle the modifiers because the possessed and empowered monsters can get very strong. Nico's Memory of Demonic Onslaught. Whenever breach stones and breach loot are expensive, these memories are worth running. Most of the profit in these memories come from the breach stones, but of course you can get other loot as well. You can run them in lower tier maps or as T16s, where you can also take advantage of high item level breach ranks that can be combined into Grasping Mail. Einhar's Memory of Harvest Beast is the most expensive on this list, but can also be the most profitable. You can run them solo or put together a group. Other members of the group will have 20% chance at capturing the beasts, while you as the owner of the map have 100%. You can find people who will join your Harvest Memory runs for a small fee that each of them will pay to you, which can add to the profits. Each memory contains 9 special harvest beasts which are equally likely to appear. This means that on average, the profits from the memory can be calculated by simply simply adding the price of all of the harvest beasts and subtracting the price of the harvest memory from the sum. If you want to learn more about how to run them, check out this video by Belton where he explains this strategy in great detail, link in the description. Strategy number 3 takes us back to the hideout, assembling divination card sets, also known as div card flipping. This one will require some work on your part, but can make you more money than most mapping strategies without even requiring a build. I'm going to tell you how to find good divination card flips, but as with any strategy, you will have to verify it yourself, because the example I'm going to give you is going to be immediately used by people, and this specific divination card will likely not be good to flip for a while. Step 1. Go to POEDB page about divination cards. Scroll through it and see if there are any items that come as a reward from the full set that are close to your current budget. So if you have about 100 chaos, look for something that is worth close to 100 chaos if you can. If you don't know the prices of certain items, you can go to POE Ninja and check the economy tab. You can also use that to see which items are currently worth a lot of currency. Step 2, after finding potential candidates, it's time to verify the prices and look for gaps. I'm going to use the Soul Taker as an example. The divination card, the Soul, sells for 70 chaos at the time of this recording. You need 9 of them to get the full item, which means that you need 630 chaos, and at the current chaos to divine ratio, this is about 2.9 divines. The Soul Taker axe at the time of this recording costs 3.9 divines. That means you're making a profit of 1 divine every time you assemble the set. If it takes you 5 minutes to buy the set, you're making a divine in 5 minutes or 12 divines per hour. Of course, you cannot repeat this endlessly because the more cards are being bought, the higher their price gets, and the more you supply the end item, the cheaper it gets. So verify prices by yourself and use multiple methods rather than repeating one over and over again. Strategy number 4. Farming essences. You can make a lot of money farming essences, and you can do it in low tier white maps. All you need is about 50 Atlas points to pick up all of the necessary essence passives and enable the 7th gate keystone, which will grant you the essence craft on map device. These are all of the points that you need. You'll want to take 1 or 2 points in the Remnant Corruption chance at first, but once you accumulate a good amount, unspec both or one of these points. You will want to use them on at least the purple essences, also known as meds, which stands for Misery, Envy, Dread, and Scorn, as they turn into the special expensive essence types. You can also just corrupt all of the essence you find, or just the ones with a lot of essences that can potentially become upgraded by 1 tier. Farm them until you have a lot and sell them in big bulk either on the Forbidden Trove Discord or through the regular trade site. Strategy number 5. Azerite Farming. This can be added to any mapping strategy that is done in higher tier maps, ideally T16. You can even run it in combination with essences. All you need is to pick the mining byproducts notable and optionally the Pact with Energy node. You'll also need Nico missions or Sulfite Scarabs, which tend to be very cheap. While running your maps, simply click on the Sulfite in your maps, and 10% of the time you will get Azerite equal to the Sulfite. The amount of the Sulfite in Azerite scale with the item quantity of the map. You can take advantage of that by chiseling and alking your maps, as well as using cheap sacrifice fragments in your map device, which will add extra quantity to the map. After a farming session, you can head to the mine encampment and spend your Azerite to buy 1-socket resonators, which will sell easily for divines in bulk. Strategy number 6, the dump tab strategy. This strategy works well on League Start. To maximize the efficiency, you can customize your loot filter to show only good base item level 84 jewelry rares. They only take 1 slot in your inventory. You simply pick them up in your maps, ID them, and put them in a public tab without price checking them. Don't bother reading what's on them, just wait until people message you and look at them while selling. If something looks very valuable, price check it before selling it and raise the price if it happens to be very expensive. You can price the tab at 50, 20 or 10 chaos, it's up to you. Lower it over time if you're not getting messaged for the items, and it's a good way to make some extra early chaos. Number 7, splitting valuable bases. This strategy can be used to essentially one-time duplicate an item and resell it. As long as the item will sell for more than the cost of splitting it, the method is profitable. With the Phenubal Plagued Arachnid, the beast used for splitting items, costing only 24 chaos, lots of items can be copied for profit. A good example of that would be expedition logbooks of high item level with an expedition boss present, such as the Olroth. Currently, you can buy a non-split logbook for 2 divines, split it for 24 chaos, and sell both of them for 2 divines each, giving you 200 chaos profit for a minute of your time. Now, before we move on to strategy number 8, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you found this information helpful and you're not subscribed yet. Thank you so much for subscribing, and let's move on to the strategy number 8, which is crafting the heist gear. Heist gear is incredibly easy to craft. All you need is the base and some alterations. You can also use scours and alchemy or binding orbs to speed up the process. You can craft things like +1 to all jobs, job speed, or currency duplication items. For example, a Regicide Disguise Kit of item level 82, which is the item level that you need for a +1 to all jobs, costs 20 chaos. Rolling the modifier takes on average a little bit under 300 alterations, which is about 20 chaos as well. So that's a 40 chaos cost for an item that sells for 140 chaos. 100 chaos profit for one simple craft that you can do very quickly. If you go on the Forbidden Trove Discord, you'll find people who are looking to buy full sets of rogue gear in bulk. You can cheaply craft whatever they need and make easy currency that way. If you're not sure what are good modifiers on heist gear and which items you should craft on, check out this video where I explain my heist rogue gear setup. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.